Hello, hello, hello. What's happening here? It's Matthew Allen checking in for OG CARP MANIA UK. You know how we do. We can't do it from the sofa. Yeah, so I'm just down here today at the famous Bridge Inn fishery in Norfolk. I have fished this place again, like some of the other places. I have fished this place for over 9 years. I've caught some beautiful fish in here. There really is some lovely lumps. They go up to about 41 pounds of large plated common. But yeah, absolutely beautiful place. Sun's decided to come out for us. It's a winter session, midsection of January. Yeah, and I'm really happy to be back with you folks, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm not going to waffle. I turned up here earlier today. Well, what are we now? We're about 10:30, 11:15. I turned up here at 10 o'clock, so I've currently been here for just over half an hour, looking around, trying to find fish. As we all know, it's very important to be on the fish, especially in winter. A lot of winter sessions you can't see them for love or money. They're either hiding up somewhere in some weed or under some trees, or you'd be lucky to see one. But you still got a base. I base all my fishing around. Fishing to the fish. So sometimes I won't set up straight away until I reasonably have got a good idea where they're going to be. Of course, on this lake, it's a 5-acre lake. I'll just pan you around. Lovely, beautiful 5-acre lake. Absolutely gorgeous place. Yeah, you can probably see the gear just down there in the distance. So basically, yeah, I've turned up, I've had a look. On this front section here, at the car park swim and another swim there, there's people there. If you go further up this corner here, there's a couple of people in the swims up there, across that bank. Yet my favourite winter bowl, remarkably, has not one person there. And I do also, a lot of the time when you see me in summer or autumn, I will be fishing this channel through here quite often, because they filter through there and they go around that island. Definitely in late spring, through the summer and the end of autumn. I do generally do quite well on this main bowl around here towards the back of the island. I do quite well in here in winter, just because you've got slightly more deeper water, but you do also have sections like close to that island there where once the sun gets out and they're getting about, you can generally find one or two. As you've seen before, as I'll put up in a moment, there literally are some really beautiful fish in here. I'll put up a couple of pics for you. You probably see them right now. If you look around, we've got from halfway along where that tree is, all the way out, all the way across to the back of that channel, that back of that island there, and all the way around here, because they've actually cordoned this section off of the lake, which is a big bonus. Yeah, so I mean, at the minute we've got a quick dilemma, because I have seen a couple of fish roll. One in the middle of that swim that we're looking at fishing now, and of course one or two little rolls shows in the middle of this wind, in the middle of the pool, which is where I generally catch them from a lot of the times of year, and especially winter, because there's a big heavy reed and weed line across there where a big massive set of lily pads normally is every year in the summer. But yeah, Absolutely beautiful place. So we're going to get set up, we're going to get the kit sorted, and we're going to check back in with you guys, because later on I'm going to do a little bit of rig stuff. I'm going to tie a couple of rigs up, so you'll get to see me make one of my famous stiff hinge, and one of my old mono rigs. I'm going to try that this time, because I generally find in winter mono rigs work really well because they don't detect it at all. So let's get into it, let's smash it, let's do it.
Still my eyes and I will see through on this bittersweet journey. Take my hand and I will lead you to the so-called end. Hold me tight and I'll forgive you for making me stay. Tell me lies and then I'll leave you, 'cause lies are made. Better be strong for me. I said you better be strong for me. You better be strong for me. I said you better be strong for me.
Hello everyone. Quick blog cam, mat cam. Basically, we arrived here yesterday, as you saw. Saw me set up. It's a lovely place. Really enjoying the session. The sun's been good to us. It's come out again. It was raining, pretty overcast this morning, which, as you know, makes for pretty good fishing conditions. Yeah, I mean, I was quite surprised last night, because yesterday the temperatures were up into the double figures, and I did see a few fish moving around. So as I say, the swim where I am, the fish I saw moving around, they weren't as easy to cast to. So two of the swims the trees were blocking the casting. So what I did was just crept out of the bait boat. I don't use it hardly often at all, but certain circumstances really do call for it. It's quite helpful at times. Yeah, so we didn't have anything in the night. We did have quite a few single bleeps, which I could tell a few were liners and a few were the fact that they were feeding around where we'd put our bait in. In winter, you know, it's hit and miss, and there's good stock in here. There's over 250 fish in here. Biggest resin, I reckon, is about 41 pound. But yeah, we're loving it. Great session. As we have a little look around the old premises and the lake, and we'll go to the local bakery. But I'll cut you off after the old walk around the lake. Let's look at this swim, look. God, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, right. My word, that is a beauty. Right, Matthew Allen, checking with CARP Mania. We've just had a beautiful banger on a fully scaled. I was wondering how long it was going to take, because I've really been putting in the work over the last couple of days, and this was on my my old school mono rigs, what I've been using at the minute, and the hook hold is absolutely amazing. So good that take a moment Beautiful fish. Well, it's definitely a 20. Absolutely wonderful fish. Beautiful fish. Absolutely gorgeous. Just show you our other side, and then we'll put her back. Lovely fully scaled mirror. Very beautiful. Makes the trip so worth it. Beautiful. Time for you to go back. Let's have it. Banger on cam. That's how we do it. CARP Mania. We can't do it from the sofa. Oh, Bertie's come to say hello. Hello, Bertie. You're the brave one, ain't you? My little pets. Every time I come here, ladies and gentlemen, these two boys always come and see me. They're my pets. It's going to be our last session here for a little while. We've currently got a year off. This place because we've got a couple other tickets we're going through, but this place is lovely. I spoke to the owners. They know how much I've dedicated myself over 10 years, so I'm going to definitely come back next year, let them get their first year done, and yeah, they're doing really well with it. The lake's really lovely. Not a lot more I can really say. If you want to catch a lovely beautiful beast, get yourself down there. Hello, hello, hello. Have I got a moment for you? Vlog time. We said it. We thought we'd hopefully try and catch a 30 this trip, and we've managed one just under 28.5 pounds of beautiful mirror. So without further ado, I'm going to give you a show. You know, quite big, these delicate fish. Quite delicate, these big fish. You must handle them with care all the way through. You've got to remember that fish has lived for many years. But yeah, we've got a beauty on the bank. Daddy's very happy. So what I'm going to do is give you a show. What a beautiful fish. Let's get... There you go. I know. See if you've got any leeches, I'll take them off for you. Horrible little things. Yeah. Get rid of them for you. Right, one last show for the people. My beauty. I'm going to name this one Max, because it's an interesting shape, and it reminds me of an old fish I caught back in the day called Maxwell. So I'm going to name it the Max fish, like Mad Max. Right, one last pick. Absolutely beautiful fish. Absolutely beautiful. Hey folks, it's Matthew Allen checking in for OG CARP Mania UK. So we're down at the Bridging Fishery, where we've had a nice few nights session. I've come in for a couple of reasons this time. A, because I love the place and it's full of lovely lumps, and it's a prolific water. I mean, you can have your difficult times on here, just like any lake, but you have to work for a bite. This is what I find fishing is mostly about, working for a bite, fishing for that bite, and especially through winter where you're not using a lot of bait. You're working on your spots where you're fishing, where you see the fish, and you have to work out over the few days where they're moving and what they're doing. This all boils down to Warcraft. The second reason I've come here is also because, not only is it winter and we're at the start of January, it's also a place that's very dear to my heart, and I got a message to say that it's shutting off to be fully membership soon, which is fantastic for the lake, I have to say. The boy Aaron, he's made a really good choice there. So I'll be back on there next year. I'm going to let them have their first year and get all established. But yeah, lovely water, lovely set of lakes. I've been fishing here now for around 10 years time. The reason that is because it's generally stocked with a few different stockings of really nice different types of carp. So I find that not only do you always have the chance of a lovely lump, there's a nice mixed variety of stock in here, from linears to fully scaled. A lot of big mirrors. There's some commons in here, some really nice long commons. I'll put up a couple of pictures throughout the video so you can see what I've had in the past and stuff like that. I really love this place. It's got a place in my heart. But at the same time, I'm here, I'm filming, I'm fishing. I really enjoyed my session. It's been a hard few days as it's been winter. Yesterday we managed a couple. I was really chuffed about that. As I say, working the methods, trickling the bait really slowly. Only max Instamix, we can't put much boilie in at this time of year. They'll pick up one or two of your free boilies, your free offerings. They'll move off to another swim and you won't catch one. I have to say, the hook holds that I've had with the two fish that I had yesterday morning were phenomenal, literally phenomenal. I've gone back to, so in terms of rigs, I've gone back to using one of my old mono kicker rigs, for the pure purpose that it almost hooks like a choddy would. It's got such a good hook hold factors to it. It just nails them every time. So that was the first fish we caught at 5:45 yesterday morning. That was on that rig, absolutely nailed in the corner, left corner, which is like I normally say, left corner of the mouth, nailed. Yeah, so that was a lovely surprise yesterday morning. We then proceeded to see some fish showing towards the midsection of the island, and they then moved out to the open part of the bowl, where in this open bowl you've got like a semicircle of lily pads that come up in the summer. They have a heavy root line along with some Canadian weed. What I find is, in here, the Canadian weed doesn't die off fully in the winter. So there's some hold-up spots there where they still bury themselves in the weed. I've caught so many fish from fishing too close to the weed. It's unreal. So yeah, there's many features in the lake that you can find, and at different times of year, in each different lake they might be in them certain places. But one thing I can guarantee you is, if you've got a nice lake with a good stock and there's some nice depthy, areas with heavy weed beds and stuff like that, if you can get a rig just off it, you've got a very good chance. If you're also seeing shows there, then it's quite likely, if the fish decides to feed, you're going to catch one. So yeah, yesterday morning, I repositioned my middle rod over to where I'd seen that show of fish, where I know where the weed bed is just before there. So wasted no time, just a single bait, straight over there, pop-up rig, stiff hinge from my famous veteran Terry Earn. It's obviously my take on it, yeah. But yeah, I've had a wonderful session. It's great to be back with you. We also managed a lovely 28.5 pounder, because at the start of this, I don't know if you remember me saying, you know, it'd be lovely to catch a couple of lovely lumps in the winter. To get a bite is nice anyway, but if we could catch a 30, you know, would be made up. That would be the target fish. Didn't quite manage the 30, 28.5. Here's the footage. Yeah, you just saw that footage of the 28.5. I can't thank this place enough. I love the place to bits. The community around here is really nice. They've got holiday accommodation for anyone wanting to stay and fish. You know, it just really ticks all the boxes. All right, buddy? Not too bad, mate. How are you?
How you getting on?
Yeah, not bad. You had one earlier, didn't you?
I had one earlier, yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was pleased with that.
Nice one, mate. Yeah.
Unexpected, but pleased with
yeah.
that.
No, I saw it on the old camera. Your boy showed me that. It was nice, mate.
Oh yeah, lovely. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see you, did he?
Yeah, I had a 22 pound fully scaled mirror yesterday morning.
I did hair, yeah.
And I had a 28.5 pound sort of a leathery mirror, but it did have a couple of scales.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, that was nice.
Pleased with that.
The lumps have been, yeah, pleased with that for the session. The lumps have been coming out over the last couple of days. There's been about 4 or 5 fish out.
I have heard that because cousin who shoots he was there Thursday, and there was 2 or 3 out before he got here.
Yeah.
Then he had one, I believe.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then that fella there had one this morning, didn't he?
Yeah, so.